The census exercises has not been a walk in the park, as you might have seen in the just ended insert. In studio now, I'm joined by the Namibia Statistics Agency Statistician-General, that is Mr. Alex Shimuafeni. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for coming back again. We know you were with us last night.
Correct.
Yeah.
Good evening, and thank you for having me again.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we have you, because just to clarify some of these issues, as we've seen in the just ended clip, but you are here because of a developing story of an incident that took place where a couple refused to provide information to enumerators a week ago or so. What has happened, and what is the latest according to this?
Yeah, first of all, I really hope that we will never see something like that again. Mm-hmm. It was a very ugly scene, very disturbing, but we really acted as fast as possible because already yesterday we wanted to serve this couple with a notice to comply or to face the law. That happened today, around just after lunch. People went to that farm with the Namibian police from Karibeb, because it's around Karibeb area. And fortunately, that household complied in terms of having to be enumerated, because if they refused, we were going now to enact the law, and then they were going to face the wrath of the law, which I need to repeat again, that it's either, if you found yourself guilty, it's either a fine of 50,000 Namibia dollars or 5 years in prison, or both. And we are really serious about that, because government is spending a lot of resources to get this information obtained from the public, and it's by law. So I'm just fortunate that it's not something of the past, and I don't want to see something like that anymore.
Yeah. Apart from, you know, the incident that we just discussed, there is also some sort of, you know, resistance from the public, and their issue being that they don't understand perhaps what the national census is all about, especially in terms of how it will benefit them, as they claim that it won't make a difference in their lives anyway, so why should they participate?
Yeah, first of all, the issue of understanding, maybe people do understand, maybe it's just a willingness not to participate. But then what I want to mention is that we know that at the moment there are discussions of oil discovery, discussions of green hydrogen. Now, just for government to know that how many people do we have, how many people do we want to benefit. For example, if you talk about Luderets, where there's some of these developments are happening, how many people are there already, so that you can see how many people stand to benefit already. So this is now what the census is all about. And then I just want to say that if you have a challenge for yourself and you want to plan to go around that challenge, you need to see how big is the challenge. Once you understand the magnitude of the challenge, then you know how you can tackle the challenge. This is exactly what we are talking about. Even I've read a newspaper report saying people don't want to be counted because they live in shacks. Now, if government needs to alleviate the shacks, they need to first understand how many are these shacks. They need to understand the dynamics around those shacks. We hear about people sometimes who give up their houses, maybe for renting, and then move into the houses, into shacks. We don't know. We need to find that out, because as we are speaking, we are, as the Namibia Statistics Agency, we are also working together with the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development to come up with a housing database that will look at those demand really for houses. And the census data will just help also to tackle the problem that is at hand.
Yeah, but in the insert, pardon me, that we just watched, I think remaining on the issue of comprehension of the public, it's really coming forth that they really lack a better understanding to what the census would benefit them. Perhaps was the NSA not supposed to do a different kind of awareness? I know that on this platform at NBC, we've really been creating awareness in as far as the census is concerned, but shouldn't it have been perhaps house to house, in person maybe?
Yes, ideally house to house would be good, but you need to think of the time and the resources. I must commend my colleagues really for planning for this census, because literally we had about months, like maybe 6 months or less to plan, because it's only from March that we could really go out, because I remember from the 1st of March we started off with our advocacy advocacy plan to go out to the regions and talk about this. But what we have tried to do also during the census period, we have for each constituency a constituency public relations officer who could go, and even that cannot go house to house. You hear that in the radio sometimes they were calling for, or many times they were calling for public meetings to explain to the people what it is all about. And even tomorrow, not tomorrow, but Thursday, I will be with the Honorable Councillor for Samora Machel, Honorable Ndengu. We will have a meeting with the people to explain to them when they complain that they don't want to be counted because they live in shacks, for the reasons that I've said earlier in terms of why they need to be counted, why is it so important. They have also school-going children. They need to be counted so the government can plan and say how many classrooms, how many rooms, schools do we need. This is how they are going to benefit. But if government doesn't know, then they shouldn't blame government to say the schools are not enough. Because if you don't know how many children are out there, that's not good. Because also we're talking about a hospital to be built that side. They need this information also to say how do we cater for the people in that area.
Yeah. Apart from the insert we just watched, there was one before that where a member of parliament was raising concern about the safety of enumerators. How is that guaranteed?
Yes, the safety is really a concern to us of the enumerators. What we have done is that obviously we have an arrangement and agreement with the Namibian police. We have also been speaking to all the neighborhood watchers so that they can also look at the safety of these enumerators. We have even gone to an extent where we give them the names and where possible the pictures of the enumerators, and so that they can just look after the enumerators. Now, what we also do is that when it's at night, we need to accompany these enumerators also to the houses with the vehicles. We have arrangement with the police. Yes, the police also need to organize themselves before sometimes that they need to attend to other matters, but the safety is really of our concern. And then we also rely on the citizenship of the people. If you see an enumerator, this is a friend to all of us, people doing their job, and many of them are very, if not all of them, are very enthusiastic in what they are doing because they understand the importance of this task at hand. And I'm always telling my friends and acquaintances who call me to say that they have a numerator at their places, to say, be nice to them. If you can offer them something to drink or something also like that, it's not compulsory, but out of courtesy, that will be welcomed as well.
All right. The exercise of counting still continues. What are you expecting from the community?
Yeah, I'm expecting them to help the process to go smooth or smoother by cooperating. And I'm always saying that you sit at the comfort of your lounge or anywhere else and listen to the questions and you respond to the questions. And keep in mind that these questions are very important, not only for yourself, for the government or for the private sector, but also for yourself as an individual. We're talking about when you need to plan for the future of the country. You have school-going children. If you don't have school-going children, soon maybe you might have school-going grandchildren, services that need to be provided. For example, in the rural areas, we are going to come up with a proximity report that says how far should the people walk to get access to the services. These are things that you need to be proud of as a Namibian, to say that you have played a part in the making of the history of the country. So do play your part and get counted.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here.
Welcome.
Do play your part and get counted. Counted is the parting remarks of the Statistician-General Alex Shimuafeni from the Namibia Statistics Agency, speaking to us about the importance of the National Housing and Population Census that the country is currently undertaking.